Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing really well. So totally laid back, lazy gremlin day in the library today. I'm spending the whole day down here getting lots of bookish things done, working on my journal, listening to some audiobooks, and I'm super excited to share the very first book haul of 2026 today. I fully had intentions of like putting on all my makeup and doing some photos for Instagram and stuff, but I'm just super lazy. After the first week back to work, it was super hard going back after kind of the Yuletide vacation that I took, but first week is over and I'm feeling really good about getting into a new routine. I've kind of started a new routine over the past week or so, not really with resolutions as such, but I've been spending more time in the library at night, like when I come home from work, which is great because it's keeping me away from my adult job at night a lot. As most of you know, I work a lot of overtime typically. And I was on a few live shows this week, other people's sprints and stuff, just in the comments, chatting, working on my book journal, my new reading journal that I'm doing this year, trying to do this year again, and just having a good time. So I'm actually going live later this afternoon, which when you're seeing this, it's Sunday, so it would have been yesterday on Saturday. So I want to get back to doing more live streams on the channel as well, which was one of the things that I said I wanted to get back to in 2026. So of course the whole goal of the year is comfort and community. So we want to have lots of relaxation time and reading time and reconnecting with our book friends. So I'm super excited. So besides that, we did do a little bit of book hunting over the past little while. We only went out a couple of times. We didn't go out a whole lot. Matt and I have invested in some new tattoos recently, so the book buying has been on the down low a little bit, but we did get out a couple of times, and I've got lots of new treasures. So we've got everything from middle grade, YA, book and movie novelizations, adult, and there is actually one book in here that is a holy grail find for my collection, so I'm super excited to share it. So I'm going to start off with the middle grade books. We did find 3 in the Mandy series. So I started collecting these last year in 2025. It's a new series I'd never heard of before. A lot of my viewers came back to me and said, yeah, I used to read those when I was a kid. But personally, I had never heard of this series, but it seems so wholesome and, you know, just kind of a girl's adventure series, almost like a Nancy Drew sort of situation going on. Is, from what I can tell, is kind of like a mixture between Anne of Green Gables and Nancy Drew. So we did find book number 20. This is Mandy and the Windmill's Message. Book number 28, Mandy and Jonathan's Predicament. So they do have super cute covers on them as well. And then number 29, Mandy and the Unwanted Gift. So I would like, I've got a few in this collection now. It's funny because I had never heard of it before, and all the times I had gone out book hunting, and then all of a sudden I found a couple, and it's like every time I go out now I see Mandy books. So super excited to add these ones to the collection, and I do want to pick up at least one of these this year. Like I said, my other goal, besides doing more connecting with my booktube friends and live shows and stuff like that, and getting back to streaming, I do want to pick up more of my vintage collection instead of just reading newer books. So super excited to pick up one of these this year. And then this one, so this is actually an award-winning book, and I have a funny feeling I either saw this or read this when I was a kid. So this is Invincible Louisa by Cornelia Makes. Sorry, it's hard to see there. The story of the author of Little Women. So it has her sitting at the secretary desk here. And on the back it says, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, the 4 famous March sisters in Little Women, were more than just storybook characters. The author Louisa May Alcott based the book on her own loving family, her parents and sisters Anna, Elizabeth, and May. So I thought this would be really great to read this and then watch the movie. I did actually purchase the 1949 version of Little Women, which is my favorite. It has June Allison and Elizabeth Taylor in it, and so I thought it would be really great to read this and then watch the movie. I didn't get to it during Yuletide, so I was really happy to find this one so I could do both. I did find another Bruce Coville, so I have a couple of these, you know, like My Teacher is an Alien kind of books. So this one, My Teacher Flunked the Planet, I have this one, or sorry, I saw this one a few times out at the thrift store, but a lot of the time they weren't in the best condition. So I'm excited to have that one to add to the collection. And then I was really intrigued by this one. So this one is not in great condition. You can see that the cover is creased up a little bit, but it just looks so cute. So this is The Holiday Inn by James Howe. It's an Avon Camelot book. And he is the author of the Bunnicula series. So I thought this would be really, really cool. And it seems like a really kind of cozy, spooky adventure. So I was super excited to get this one to add to the middle grade shelf. And then I do have a bunch of Apple paperbacks, oh, and some Scholastic as well. So this one is called Young Ghosts by Daniel Cohen. So you can see it has the newer style Apple symbol up there instead of the frame. And it says in the back, have you ever heard of the Radiant Boys? These spirits appear to glow with strange light. It is said that the person who sees them does not have long to live. So super short. And again, you know, just really super excited to add this to kind of my middle grade ghosty kind of books, because I find these are really great to pick up just as a palate cleanser after reading something a little bit more heavy. And then we have two in the Apple Chillers, and I remember, I believe I spoke about this before on the channel, I remember seeing these, the Apple Chillers symbols on books when I was going to school, so it's always super nostalgic when I find books that have the Apple Chillers kind of logo on it. So we have Scared Stiff by Johanna and Malcolm. Somebody let the body out of the bag. So super cool cover, and I love the pink spider webs on the front. And then this one, I've heard of this book, but I've never actually read it. I believe this was super popular when I was growing up. The Ghost in the Noonday Sun. If the pirates don't get you, their ghosts will. And again, it has the pink spider webs. So I'm actually going to look up and see how many kind of have this sort of cover on it, because I'd like to get more of these. They're really super cute, and I know it's going to be a really fun read as well. And then for the last two in the middle grade kind of section, I did find, I was super sad that there weren't more of these, but I did find two in the Clue novelizations. So of course, Clue, the game, and then the movie. I saw something on Instagram a couple of weeks ago talking about the movie Clue, and I was like, I've got to download that or find it or get it somewhere, because I remember it was super popular when I was growing up, but I don't think I've ever actually seen it, and I would like to. So we have number 5 in the series, Midnight Phone Calls. And it has all of the characters on the back. And then number 14, The Dangerous Diamond. So I guess with my middle grade books, there's a little bit of a theme of like mystery here, somewhat. So super excited to have all of those to add to my middle grade shelf. And then getting into YA, I've got some romance to add here as well, but I did find one L.J. Smith, which I was super excited. It's the Forbidden Game Volume 3. I've been looking for these, and I love the cover on this one. Like everything from the pink font to kind of this carnival kind of scene. I don't have much like carnival horror or spooky books, so I was super excited to find this one. Now unfortunately I'm starting with volume 3, but I will definitely keep an eye out for the other ones. I do have a few L.J. Smith, but not a whole lot, and I want to collect more of her books. And of course it has the pink and kind of purpley blue on the back here as well. We did find one in the Sweet Valley High series, which I'm getting close to having them all collected, but it just seems to go on. And the higher numbers, like we know, are super hard to find sometimes. So we have number 110, Death Threat. So I was super excited to find this one, and there were a couple of more higher numbers on the shelf along with this one as well, but it was ones that I already owned. And it is, you know, a little bit worse for wear. There's some denting and stuff on it, but when you find these higher numbers, like I've got to grab them, because every time I'm out I see Sweet Valley High, but of course it's ones that I already own. that's the plight of being a collector. You know, you get super excited to find something and then you're like, oh, I already own that. It happens every single time, guaranteed. And I did find another one in the Fearless series. So I have one of these books. I didn't know anything about this series before a couple of months ago. So this is Fearless number 17, and this is another series by Francine Pascal as well. And so this is my second one that I have, and it says A Girl Born Without the Fear Gene, and this is number 17, like I said, called Flee. So I'm gonna definitely keep an eye out for more of these because you know, it's just one of those things that you rarely see. Usually when you see Francine Pascal, it's either like a romance or one of the Sweet Valley or something. So getting something a little bit different is very cool. And then I do have a couple out of the Babysitters Club, and one of these is super exciting. So we have number 63, Claudia's Friend, that's crossed out, and then Friend. So I was super excited to find this one in good condition because Babysitters Club is another one that sometimes I find ones that I need for my collection, but they're not in very good condition, so I just leave them on the shelf. But this one was great. Then we have one of the BSC mysteries. So this is mystery number 22, Stacy and the Haunted Masquerade. So very, very cool cover. I definitely didn't own this one as a kid, and this is the first time I've seen this one, like ever. Like I haven't seen it online, I haven't seen it in the wild, so I was super, super excited to get that one. And the most exciting one that I got out of the Babysitters Club that I found when I was out and about was another one out of the portrait collection. So I have one, I think it's Claudia that I have. Obviously they've done one on each one of the girls. So we have Dawn's book, and you know, the portrait collection ones, I think when I found Claudia's book, that was the only time I had ever seen one, and it was what, at least a year, possibly 2 ago, and this is the first time I've seen another one, so I was super excited that it was one that I didn't have. So and it's not in too bad a condition. There's a little bit of a crease on the back cover, but it's still in very, very good condition. And then of course it wouldn't be one of my book hauls without adding to the ridiculous romance shelf. So this is Breaking Up is Hard to Do by Bruce and Carol Hart, best-selling authors of Waiting Games. So we have another cheesy kind of Sears catalog cover. And it says on the back, she is Julie Stillwell. Growing up in suburban New Jersey, Julie is the first junior ever chosen to direct her senior class play. She is 16 and on the brink of falling in love with Roy Buckley, the senior class oddball and genius. And then I guess there's another timeline, and it says he is Sean Manning. At home in the heart of New York City, Sean is the starring quarterback and captain of the Kenyon School's undefeated football team. He's 17 and on the brink of discovering he's always been in love with Sarah Beth Kavanaugh, the most desirable and least available woman in the whole world, and she's always been in love with him. So I don't know how these stories cross over, but super, super cheesy. I love all of the cheese. And of course, really excited to add this one to my ever-growing romance collection. And then we have 2 out of the Spring Song series. So I think I have 2 books already, and so we found 2 more. So we have, are these numbered? No. It just says Spring Song Lisa. So this one is by Betty Schaefer. She couldn't hide her painful secret, but where could she turn? So this is Lisa's book. I believe the other 2 that I have are pink, so they kind of have like a rainbow of colors, and this one is a purple one. Spring Song Books, Michelle. Would Joel provide the love and security she longed for? Probably not. So 2 to add to the Spring Song collection. I really do have to, one of the things that I want to do, and I keep saying that I'm going to do this and I never do, but I really do want to get to it this year, is start picking up some of these cheesy romances, because I think it would be absolutely hilarious, for one, which I think we're all needing a little bit of comedy right now, but it's just a little bit of a palate cleanser from all the horror. So, you know, I could do like a horror reader reads romance kind of vlog or whatever. Maybe that's something I could do in February. I think that would be a lot of fun. And next I have 2 for the movie and show novelization shelf. So I did find one Lizzie McGuire like graphic novel. So I have another one of these and I can't remember the name of it, but I was super excited to find, oh, this is number 4. So I'll have to see what the other one is. So this is like a graphic novelization of the show, and it says it's cinemanga. So that's really cool. I'm not a big manga reader, but you know, when I find stuff like that, like I loved Lizzie McGuire when I was younger, so definitely had to get that for the shelf. And then we did find one X-Files. So I had this one before and I ended up gifting it. So I was super excited to find it again. So this is number 8, Voltage. And I'm not sure how many of these X-Files books that there are, but usually when I find them, they're not in, ooh, we have a treasure. Finishing my thought, usually when I find them, they're not in great condition. So this is, I actually found a Goosebumps bookmark inside that book, so that's fantastic. If you disappear, I'll still be here. So I'm assuming this is probably from Bad Hair Day. So very cool to find a Goosebumps bookmark inside one of my thrift store finds. I'm going to put this with my bookmark collection. I own a lot of them and I never ever use them. It's hilarious. And then the very last stack here is some ghosty books. So I have one that was an exciting find because I was super surprised because it's not something that I currently own. I have one Ghost House book, and the very last one is a holy grail for my entire collection. So this one is True Philippine Ghost Stories, book number 14. We have a really big Filipino community here in Alberta, so which is great when you find stuff like this at the thrift store, because like obviously, you know, I can't just go to the store and buy Philippine ghost stories. It's usually something that you have to find that somebody has brought with them. And so this is great because I don't have any Philippine ghost stories. I mean, the majority of my collection is Canadian ghost stories, obviously. I have a few American, like I have some Hawaii ghost stories. My friend Jackie sent me some from New Jersey, and I have some from the UK, but I don't have anything Asian. So I was super, super excited to find this one, and it was like $1.99, which was great. Then one out of the Ghost House series, which I don't own. I swear to God, every time I go out, I see Ghost House series books, and it's always ones that I own. So I get so excited when I find one that I don't own yet. I have read this one though, because I found it on Everand, and I read it through audio. And this is just called Haunted Houses. So it's not Canadian haunted houses, not American. It's just haunted houses, and this is number 24 out of the Ghost House series by Edric Thay. And this has talks about Amityville. It talks about the ghosts of the White House and all kinds of different things. So I was super excited to find this, and it is in great condition. So really super excited to put this one on the Ghost House shelf. And then the very last book, like I said, is a holy grail for the entire collection. I almost fell over in the aisle when I saw this one on the shelf because I have always wanted a hardcover edition of Misery by Stephen King. I am not a huge King fan by any means, but a lot of the classics that he's done, like Misery, Pet Sematary, Carrie, that kind of stuff, they are some of my favorites. And of course, I would like to get all of them in hardcover, and specifically like first editions or first print hardcovers. They're super hard to find, and this one is in fantastic condition. I was so excited to see this. There's no rips or anything in the dust jacket. And from what I can tell, I don't know for sure, but it seems like it would be a first print because there's no like number lines or anything. It just says copyright 1987. It doesn't say that it's like have any printing information or previous editions or anything like that. So I'm really hoping that this is something that is very, very special for me to put on my shelf. It looks like it is. So if you can let me know what to look for to make sure that it is either a first edition or a first print on the publication page, that would be great. But even if it isn't, it's still fantastic because I've been looking for a hardcover copy of Misery for ages, like years, and I found it for a next to nothing at the thrift store. I couldn't believe it was actually still sitting there on the shelf, and like I said, it's pretty much in perfect condition. So holy grail, definitely for my collection. It's a classic. It's one of my favorite stories by him. So now I found Pet Sematary not long ago. which was great. I have Misery. I do have a hardcover of it, but it's missing the dust jacket, so I would like to find that one with a dust jacket. And now if I could just find a hardcover of Carrie, then I would be all set with my Stephen King collection. So, you know, we're one closer. So I was super, super excited to find this one. So there you guys go. That is my very first book haul of 2026. We will be going out. I think what we're going to do is like pick one Saturday a month and go out and do our thrifting. So I'm not overbuying, but I'm not underbuying either, because thrifting is one of both of our favorite activities, going out and getting coffee and just looking for books. And Matthew is a fantastic book hunter. So he's seen stuff on the shelves that I've completely missed, which is fantastic. So let me know if you guys recognize any of these from when you were younger, or if you've read any of them. I found some really exciting finds this time around. You know, we've got Ghost House, a hardcover Stephen King, Philippine ghost stories. We've got some Babysitters Club, some rare Babysitters Club, Sweet Valley, romance. You know, I found a plethora of things this time. So I was most definitely super excited to share these with you. But other than that, if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up and leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky, everybody. Bye.